welcome. My name's Beck and you're watching Beck's Crafty Nook. Today I want to talk about a project that I've completed, and I was inspired to make this project by a YouTube channel which is called Mel's Yarniverse. On the YouTube channel Mel's Yarniverse, Mel often goes thrifting. And for this particular video that I saw, she had gone thrifting, and sometimes she'll get yarn, sometimes she gets blankets. And then what she does, they're crochet blankets. And what she does with the crochet blankets is she will pull them apart and then she will repurpose them. And so she's made like granny well, maybe not granny cardies, but granny square cardigans, things like that. For these projects, she was making 3 different purses or bags. Now, my favorite bag to make is the mesh market bag. This is my personal bag that is all nice and stretched out. And I had purchased some yarn to make another one of these, but in a different colorway. And so I had purchased this Freckles, which is a cotton yarn. When I saw Mel's thumbnail for her video, I wasn't overly interested in the project, and I think that's got to do with like the color of the blanket that she already had, but I watched it anyway. And so the first bag I wasn't really interested in either. That was like an envelope bag, but then she showed the second bag, and also not overly interested because of the granny squares from the blanket. But then she showed an example of a bag that she had made out of her own yarn, and she'd used a Starburst granny square. And that's when I was like, I definitely have to make that because it was so beautiful. So I got my yarn out. So I got my Freckles, and then I paired it with a white because she had also paired hers with white. She had like a pink Starburst and white, and then the top of the handle was pink as well. And so yeah, I could totally see that a bag in this yarn. So I got started and I made all my Starburst granny squares. The great thing about this yarn is it's kind of, you can see in here, it'll go like here, it'll go brights, and then it will change color in the middle, and then it will go back to another bright color. And so with this, you get like the pinks and the blues, and then it changes to oranges and creams. So I ended up with like one that had a lot of the navy. Then I ended up with 2 that had the pink and the light blue. And then I ended up with 2 that had the orange and the taupey color. So what I did was I put the navy square in the middle at the bottom, and then I alternated all the other squares with the between the colorful and the more muted, and then I sewed it together the way that she showed. She does like a full tutorial of how to put it together. And then I put the handle on, just like she had said as well. So if you'd like to see the full tutorial of how you put these bags together, highly recommend her video, and I will link it in the description. So I'll give you a look at my finished bag. Dun, 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 dun. So you can see how we ended up with the colorful squares in the middle, and then the more beigey colors on the side. And you could have had the handle either way. you could have had the handle going this way, but because this was more beige colored, I wanted to balance it by making the blue squares at the front. And this was our very navy square. I also found, because the granny squares are 16 in the middle, I just used this graph that I found on Pinterest, and I did change here. I did the trebles, half doubles, sorry, double crochet, half doubles and singles, just to make it more square. And then I did a round of single crochet and then join them. And so yeah, here's our little baggie, and I just pushed that up to make it sit like this for more of a flat lay. But then if we pull it out like that, it looks, it's been folded up for a couple of days. We push that bottom out, we get this cute little round bottom, and then it fits, you know, it's like a little clutch. So it fits my purse in there. The purse, I brought my keys in. We'll chuck them in there. Cute. And she said because you make the handle not too wide here, it doesn't stretch a lot. So yeah, it's not too bad. Super cute. I love the way it turned out. I love the colourful and the whites, and I think you could use any colour. And I definitely love the Starburst granny square. The granny square blanket she used was just a traditional granny square, you know, with the three double crochet. And I also like how we got just a little bit of pink on there. But then when you look at this mesh market bag, this has stretched so much, but this does fit an iPad in there. So I'll put my... And the other thing is, like, you can't really put your keys in there because they go through all the holes. And so what I do with this bag is I get my little hook and I just hook it to the strap and have it on the outside. Yeah, this is my finished project. I think it's super cute. Highly recommend. I love it. Very cute for, that would go with a cute little crochet dress. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this short little video about my project that I made. I'm very proud of it and I think it's really cute. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe if you like what you see. And check out these other videos.